Hello there. The question still is, who will win, Secretary of State Liz Truss or ex-Chancellor of the Exchequer Rishi Sunak? In September, Conservative Party members will have elected their new party leader, so they also decide who governs Britain. The future number one and her cabinet are taking responsibility in economically challenging times, and I said her. According to a forecast by the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, which was recently revised downwards, overall economic output will increase by just 0.5% in the coming year. This is the weakest growth within the G7 group of countries. And another survey sees Foreign Secretary Liz Truss as the clear favourite in the race to succeed British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Polling firm Opinion Research said on Saturday that Truss was 22 percentage points ahead of her rival, former Chancellor of the Exchequer Rishi Sunak, in a survey of members of their Conservative Party. Of the 450 party members who said they already had decided in the ongoing postal vote, 61% named Truss and 39% Sunak as their favourites. Under pressure from the party, Johnson announced his retirement as party leader and prime minister after a series of scandals and cabinet resignations. Truss and Sunak prevailed against a number of other suitors for the succession. The approximately 160,000 to 200,000 party members of the governing Tories are called upon to elect one of the two candidates. The result is to be published on September 5th. Truss had already been named as a favourite in a previous poll. Truss, who is currently at the top of the polls, wants to boost growth with strong tax cuts immediately after taking office. Sunak, on the other hand, advocates a more solid financial policy and is aiming for a reduction in income tax from 20 to 16% within the next 7 years. It is questionable whether the Truss proposals in particular are suitable for getting the most urgent problem under control or whether they will exacerbate it. So calling it the battle against the poor, as someone wrote, might be quite right. But the IMF cites persistently high inflation as the key reason for the UK's economic showdown. In June, the inflation rate was 9.4%, the highest level in over 40 years, and it threatens to get worse. At the end of August, the British regulator Ofgem, the Office of Gas and Electricity Markets, set a new upper limit for energy bills. Experts expected beforehand an increase of 65%. The inflation rate threatens to rise quite high now. Since food prices have also risen sharply, many households will have to ask themselves in winter whether they want to starve or freeze. That was written by The Guardian, and with the expected 13% inflation, yeah. The British Central Bank must therefore give top priority to combating inflation, even if it's temporarily at the expense of growth. That's what the IMF said. And so far, the Bank of England has complied with the request. It has already raised the key interest rates several times since December. And BOE Governor Andrew Bailey had signaled more of them already. And I also have a personal point today. As you may have noticed, I recently started my military channel. Since I was an officer myself, I could have figured it out earlier, but now it exists at least. And for a brand new channel, it's off to a great start too. There are 8 videos so far, and tonight there will be another one. If you haven't visited Outside Views Military yet, come and see for yourself. There's interesting information about military vehicles. A series with land vehicles is currently running. At the beginning, of course, I bring German vehicles because I know my way around them best. And there will also be many variants of different vehicles. Because many of you will have basically heard of these vehicles, but usually only one version is talked about on such channels. And so I thought I'd do something different here. But I also introduce you to the variants to bring things that most have never heard of. And it's also very interesting how diverse many of these vehicles are. So feel free to stop by Outside Views Military. Of course, I'm also happy about likes for the videos and watch time, of course, and subscriptions to the channels. I'll see you there then. And here also, I'll be back.